You will never regret listening to this particular message. Join us as we explore together.
Welcome to Apostolic Sermons TV. On this channel, you're going to be getting soul-lifting messages, prayers that will help you grow and mature spiritually. Remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, like the video you're about to watch, and comment also. Thank you and stay blessed.
If God has a plan for Nigeria, one of the ways you are going to know is that the devil is going to be interested in Nigeria, so much so that there will be many disasters, terrible things. Everything will be going haywire. The reason is because of satanic interest. You might ask, nothing. We have not heard news about Burkina Faso. In fact, this may the Lord give you. We have not heard that any market closed in Burkina Faso. May the Lord give you understanding. And just in case you are hearing me online and you're from Burkina Faso, it might mean that may the Lord give you insight. May the Lord give you understanding. Are you with me? Now, at that time, the focal point of God's interest at that time, because it was the time for their liberty, was Israel in captivity. That was the focal point. And you will notice that there was a heavy concentration of demonic minions that were put in place to ensure that Israel never leaves her captivity. And when Daniel began to pray, not to bind demons, not to bind devils, he was just praying and insisting, it is time, it is time. You know, David made a statement in the book of Psalms 102 that we read yesterday, and thou shalt arise and have mercy upon Zion, for the time to favor her. Yea, the set time is come. So he was making demands because it was time. He said that from the day he made that prayer, his prayer ascended into heaven. And then angelic activity was initiated. He didn't know that Gabriel was sent because of the prayer that he prayed. Meanwhile, are you here? The same way our scope of authority captures principalities, powers, and rulers, the agents of God, the agents of heaven that are adequately suited to deal with spiritual wickedness are ranking angels. But it happens to be, are you here, that these angels never went into activity until Daniel began his prayer. In fact, in verse 12, Angel Gabriel said, I am come because of your words. From the first day you set your face to begin to pray. That's why some of you set your face, and what we mean by set your face is that you have decided that you will not stop until you see something happen. That is push. Pray until something happens. He has set his face. When we say set his face, we are referring to binocular vision. And binocular vision is what we have because our eyes are in front here. So we can see 180 degrees to the side and to the front. So if you set your face, it means you have decided to ignore what is behind you. And what is before you is your preoccupation until you see something beginning to happen. Many people lack the ability to set their face. And so when it's as if there is no response to the prayers that they are making, they become discouraged and then they abort mission. Meanwhile, angels have been sent, and the fuel that they operate with that gives them energy to carry out that assignment is linked to the prayers that you are offering. Because Gabriel said, I was dispatched because of what? Thy words. The title of what we are addressing is the power of supplication. And I want to reveal the first power. Supplication creates a ground for God to deal with disobedience in the heavenly realms. Until supplication goes forth, the disobediences that are obtainable in the heavenly realms will be left unattended. I am sent because of your words. I pray that as you hit your knees and begin to cry to God, that minions, angelic minions will be sent because of the activity that you have begun to engage. If you study the writings of Jesus very well, his writings reveal, his statements reveal that earth governs heaven. Earth is the trigger point. He said, whatsoever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. Whatsoever you loose on earth, it shall be what? Loosed in heaven. So from the day you decide to set your face and say, this, my family situation, I will not stop praying about it until something happens. Angels will be sent. Wars will begin in the spirit. And as long as you refuse to give up, those activities will continue until you begin to see the change that you have been praying about. May the Lord give us grace. If you want to be a supplicant, you must be somebody that understands perseverance. Because sometimes for business to be done, it might take 2 years. It might take 2 years, 2 years, 2 years. And you are there on the same subject. You are saying, no, this will not continue. I don't have time to give you testimonies. It will take time. But that's the nature of supplication at this level. Okay? Barrister, can you proceed?
But the prince of the kingdom of Persia, that's verse 12. Then said he unto me, fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand, and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me. And I remained there with the kings of Persia. Now,
what verse are you now?
Verse 14.
Okay, I want to unveil something quickly. We have two categories of entities according to verse 13. First entity is called the prince of Persia. Second entities are called kings of Persia. Irrespective of your understanding of English language, I'm trying to teach you a spiritual thing. Because the prince of Persia is higher in rank than the kings of Persia. I've been trying to arrive at since we started. There is an entity that is spiritual wickedness in the heavenly realms. That entity is ruling over rulers. Those kings, they are rulers. Those are earthbound. Those are within our jurisdiction. It is that spiritual wickedness that is giving those rulers instruction to implement several things upon the face of the earth. That's the reason for trends. That's the reason for seasons. That's the reason for things that reign fast. After some prayer engagements, you will need like 14 more days for you to recover and begin to introduce food gradually. Because when you are locked on, nobody told Daniel to fast though. It was Daniel that decided to pick up a fast, and that fast was consistent with what was needed for God to engineer some things in the heavenly realms. Now, continue with the reading.
Verse 7. Okay, verse 11. And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto you, and stand upright, for unto thee am now sent. And when he had spoken this word unto me, I stood trembling. Then said he unto me, fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand, and to chasten thyself before God, thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words.
First, wait. Now, Daniel was not praying to angels. Daniel was not asking God to dethrone spiritual wickedness. Daniel was making an inquiry about his nation, and Daniel was asking for an intervention on the issues of his nation. It is needful to understand that the density of demonic concentration are around the will of the actualization of the will of God.